Hey guys, welcome back. Natalie Newhart here, founder of Fit Addicted Nutrition. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over the difference between HIIT versus cardio, specifically as it pertains to women. What is going to be the best, type of exercise to really develop a, for the female body, but also to build a lean physique, okay? For somebody that wants to lose fat and build muscle, okay? And the truth is, should men and women train the same? They most certainly can, and they can get results, but those results will be less and less as women age, and you'll get better results if you actually take a female-specific approach to diet and exercise because of our hormones. And, one of the big things about exercise is that not all exercise is the same. Each different type of exercise has a different hormonal response in the body. It impacts the body in a very different way. It sends very different signals. And so we're going to be talking about what those signals are and what we want to be focusing on if our goal is to lose fat and build muscle, which is typically the women that, come to me, that's what they're looking for. They don't really want to get, skinny fat. They don't want to just lose weight and be skinny. They actually they want a toned, lean physique. And so we're going to talk about how to create that. So first off, like I said, different exercises will create different body types. So if you think about a sprinter versus a marathon runner, they are going to have very different body types. A sprinter is going to be very lean. They're going to have more of a six-pack. They're going to have big glutes, big, strong legs, just a more athletic build. Whereas if you think of a marathon runner, they're going to be very skinny and kind of flabby. They're just sort of frail, right? And so obviously we're talking in general terms, but typically that's the sort of look that they get. And so the reason for that, actually has nothing to do with, the amount of calories they're burning. Okay. Because if you think about a sprinter is sprinting for 10 seconds to maybe 2 minutes at a time tops. So they're not burning very many calories. But a marathon runner, they're going to be running for hours a day. I mean, they're burning hundreds of calories. And yet they're the ones that look very frail and flabby, right? Whereas a sprinter is the one that's going to be very muscular and toned. And so the reason for that is because different exercise creates different hormonal responses. And so we're going to be talking about what that looks like. But what you first need to know is that all exercise increases cortisol. So every single exercise out there besides slow walking, light yoga, and Tai Chi, all of them are going to raise cortisol levels. So they will increase the hormone cortisol, which if you've been paying attention to my videos, that is really important because cortisol is a thing we have to really watch out for as women because it can be the thing that actually causes us to store fat and not burn fat. And so we really want to be careful with how much exercise, cortisol producing exercise that we are doing. And the thing is that only high intensity exercise actually increases the hormones that create the lean physique. And these hormones are human growth hormone and testosterone. These two things in conjunction with cortisol are very extremely fat releasing, okay? But so cortisol in conjunction with those two hormones from high intensity exercise, that's gonna create more of a six-pack lean physique, okay? On the other hand, remember that cortisol, we do have to watch out for if there's too much of it. And if we have high cortisol levels and we're eating a lot, cortisol in conjunction with food is very fat storing, and you're going to get a belly fat with that. So I just wanted to emphasize real quick that, cortisol is not the bad guy. It really depends on the situation that you're in. Okay. So again, you're stressed out at work or at home and you're, stress eating or craving carbs. That is very fat storing. You're going to get belly fat from that. And especially as the older that you get as a woman, okay? Especially over the age of 35, because those hormones start to really decline rapidly, you become a lot more fat storing, okay? So again, Cortisol plus food, very fat storing. Cortisol plus high intensity exercise, very fat burning, fat releasing, and we'll get a six pack with that. So let's talk about, how do we get the different exercises that create this response that's going to create the six pack. So the first one, or actually this is a tool that I use with my clients. It's really simple so you guys can understand what kind of exercise should I be doing. So I call it the B's and the H's. So 2 B's and 2 H's. So we've got breathless, burning, heavy, and heat. So these are the 4 components that typically all exercise, contains in some way or another, in some form or another. But the thing is, most women are usually focused on the breathless component, like just getting out of breath and doing a lot of aerobic type work. And they typically are lacking in the department of finding exercises that create the burning effect in the muscle, like they kind of shy away from that, or the heavy effect from like really heavy weights, or heat, which just means like another word for sweating, which most women actually tend to get a pretty good sweat, okay? So let's talk about what these actual symptoms kind of create, what they mean for the body. So breathless means anytime that you're out of breath, this is a response, or catecholamine response, okay? So this is a sign that you are producing a lot of catecholamines, which are fat-releasing hormones, okay? We want a lot of catecholamines. They help us like release a lot of fat. Now, the thing about this is breathless. When I say breathless, I mean like you are bent over and you are out of breath, like you are kind of gasping for air, rather than like just going for a jog and being out of breath and still being able to hold a conversation. Like this breathless, you can't hold a conversation, okay? And so that's the first component for a fat releasing type workout, okay? A fat burning workout. Burning is that feeling in the muscles that you get, like that burning feeling when you're doing a lot of high repetition and you're using some type of weight, right? So it's not just like little pink dumbbells, right? Like pink dumbbells are not going to do the trick anymore, okay? Like if you're using pink dumbbells still, like that's just like going for a jog, okay? And that's really not going to serve your body goals at all. So burning is what we're looking for. We're looking for high repetition, and some type of use of weights, okay? And the reason for that is because anytime you start to feel that burning in the muscles, that is a sign that you're releasing a lot of human growth hormone. Now, human growth hormone has been shown to respond to be work really well with estrogen, okay? So human growth hormone has been shown to be like kind of the thing to go to for women. So women want to be focused on burning and breathless workouts. We respond really well to human growth hormone as far as building muscle from it, whereas guys tend to respond a lot more to testosterone, which is what we're going to talk about, okay? So that's the second one, is burning. The third one is heavy. So this is just, hey, using heavy weights. A lot of women tend to shy from the really heavy weights, but it's really important for us to, use those kind of, those really heavy weights because they produce testosterone, and a little bit of human growth hormone, which again will create that lean physique. Okay. And so heavy weights, like that's just, doing some max, 3 to 5 or so rep maxes, like heavy weights. Okay. And then heat, that's just like a sweating component, okay? Sweating symptom. And again, that's just a sign that you're releasing catecholamines. Not the best sort of sign that you're burning fat. I would say more these top 3 are better, but it definitely does play a role, okay? So as a woman, what women want to be really focused on is both of these, okay, for sure. But the problem is what I see with most women is most women are just focused on the breathless component, right? They're just like, oh, I'm just going to go for a run, or I'm going to go do my spin class, or I'm going to go do my, what's that biking one? The Peloton, that thing's all the rage right now, or going for a row. Like most women love to do the breathless stuff. They just like love their cardio, right? That is not going to be the best. And I'm going to actually talk about that in another video. But, and just because it doesn't really stimulate the muscle effect, the muscle growth effect that you would get when you incorporate the burning sensation, right? When you start lifting some weights and doing high repetition. Okay. So really what we want to be focused on is burning and breathless at the same time. And, you know, as of recently in the past 10 years, like we've really noticed a huge shift in a lot of the female bodies out there, you know, mainly maybe because of like that high intensity type exercise, such as CrossFit, which really incorporates, you know, all 4 components. So a lot of the women out there that are, you know, getting those sort of lean muscular looks, you know, what they're focused on is they're incorporating all 4. Okay. So if you're looking to get lean, you really want to incorporate all 4 of these in your workout. All right. And so that's basically, you know, just something to kind of keep in mind every time that you do your workout. Make sure that you're hitting these components. You're getting out of breath. So you're doing high intensity stuff, right? So you're doing a sprint and then you're resting and then you're sprinting and then you're resting. Okay. Just like the sprinter up here to create that body. The burning effect, you're using some type of weights, like kind of moderate weights, and going high repetition until you can't go anymore. You're lifting some heavy weights periodically, not every day, but every, you know, maybe once or twice a week. And then, you know, you're just getting your heart rate up so that it does create that sweating component. Okay. So there you have it, guys. Like this is the reason why, you know, women respond better to HIIT training. Number 1 is because HIIT is going to be a lot less stressful on the body compared to cardio, which is actually going to increase your hunger and increase stress, which I'm going to talk about in another video. But part 2 is just because of the hormonal effects that you get from high intensity training. You get the catecholamine, the human growth hormone, the testosterone, and more catecholamine release. Okay, when you're doing HIIT training. When you're just doing cardio, the only thing you're getting is catecholamines. Okay, so you're really not maximizing. This is going to be like the, you know, the thing. You're going to start to look that skinny flat, right? We're going to start to lose muscle there. But if you incorporate the weights and get all, you know, the burning and the heavy component, you're going to start to build that lean body physique. Okay. All right, guys, so there you have it, HIIT versus cardio for women. Now you guys should have a really good idea of what you should be incorporating in your workouts to build that lean body physique. If you guys want some, you know, female-specific diet and training programs, you can check out my links below. I've got 2 of them on sale right now. And for those of you guys that need some help with accountability and making sure that, you have some help, some coach guiding you along the way, you can go ahead and apply to work with me at www.talktonat.com. Again, the link is below. And basically what I've got is a high touch. It's a very high touch one-on-one coaching program for women over 30 who have, are not seeing results from traditional diet programs. And I basically take a complete female-specific approach. We work on, your diet, your training, and your mindset. So it's a full comprehensive program to teach you how to, basically lose weight for good, okay? To actually create like sustainable results where you're not finding yourself exhausted, burnout, doing that all or nothing approach. You don't find yourself stress eating or mindlessly eating, or you don't have any of those, those patterns of like fear with food, fear of missing out on food. So it's a full intensive program. And if that's something that you're looking for, it does require a larger investment, but it's definitely, it's the last diet you'll ever have to do. So if that's something that you're really looking for, then be sure to go to www.talktonat.com, click the link, book a time that works for you on my calendar, and we'll see if you'd be a good fit. All right, hope you guys learned something. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.